you don't even have to think about it, baby. You can ring my bell, ring my bell. Oh my God, is this thing on? Okay, perfect. Guys, I need help. Okay, this is ridiculous. My name is Brenda. I live with the Vinyl Guru. It's just gotten insane, okay? Insane. I can't even walk around. It's just records after records. It's too much. She talks about records too much and all. And this weekend is record store day. Guys, help me. Please, let's stage an intervention. It's just too much. Too much. I don't know how you record people do this. It's just signing off. Oh. Vinyl Guru, Vinyl Guru. Vinyl Guru. Guys, it's that time again, isn't it? It's the weekend for vinyl enthusiasts. It's Christmas Day, baby. A record store day. I know not everybody likes to participate, but they almost always have at least one release of interest for each kind of vinyl collector, which I find fascinating. Before we could get into Record Store Day 2020's choices and all the fandango that comes with it, this video is brought to you by a fabulous package that I got in the mail from one of my favorite stores in Canada. This video is brought to you by Funky Moose Records. They're a really great Canadian online record store, and they really just got it going on. You know, you gotta support your locals. So let's see what is in here. I ordered this, and my goodness, it came so fast. They work their magic over there. This is the Clash's classic Combat Rock. I mean, you got such big records on here. Should I Stay or Should I Go? Rock the Casbah, Overpowered by Funk, that was my favorite, and Ghetto Defendant. But really, really classy. And they left something else in here, and it says, "Nice, wonderful. We'd like to say thank you, love." No, darling. Thank you. Keep on keeping on, and we'll continue supporting you as you support us. Now let's continue on with the video. Okay, so what are we gonna add to our wild collection here that is kind of interesting on the Record Store Day list? Well, let's find out here what I have written down, because I do have a primary list that I make for it every year and a secondary list. And the reason why I do that is those are the must-haves that I gotta get, and then these ones are if the price is right or I still have some like leftover money aside. At times I will add that to the primary pile. But let's see what we've got, and if you agree with me, if you don't, it's just fun to go through, right? And maybe you'll understand why they're interesting, and maybe you'll rethink that decision. All right, let's dive in. So, what is on my list for this year? Well, the first one that I have on my primary list, we're gonna tackle the primaries now. First one up is gonna be the Bone Thugs and Harmony Creepin' on a Come Up record. Now, that was long out of print, so it's quite nice to see that that is an option to find nowadays, and it's hopefully not going to be too hard to find. There's about 3,000 copies out there that are going to be limited and numbered, so hopefully that won't be too bad. Now I usually participate, this is going to be probably my 8th or 9th year in Record Store Day participation, and I almost always get the Bowie Record Store Day stuff. A couple of years I've missed my mark on them. I just couldn't find them in the stores, but I always gun for the Bowies. And this year they're doing the 1974 I'm Only Dancing live era, which is going to be fun because I love that era of him anyway. And it's too bad that the cocaine years were some really interesting, fabulous years for him. But anyways, let's not get into all of that. Next great one is going to be Cradle. Cradle, the history. Now, not too many have been released for Cradle, only about 1,400. But Cradle is a really interesting one to get if you're into that hard and heavy killer, women killing it kind of thing, you know, garagey chicks. You've got the Quattro sisters involved in Cradle, and I love early Susie Quattro era. But really, really amazing stuff. Cradle is definitely on the lookout. You've also got Dr. John's Remedies, which is another really good one. Not too much as well on that one too. You got 1,300. You got Fallen Angels, Paradise Lost. Only about 750 copies of that. Even though I heard that the sonic quality isn't exactly going to be the best for that, it is kind of intriguing because, Fallen Angels goes for a lot and it's hard to find in general. But you've also got Fight, which is a side project of Rob Halford's of Judas Priest. Fight, A Small Dead Space, never really been put out on wax, so this is really going to be nice for us metalheads out there. You've got Kelly Finnigan's The Tales People Tell, and the instrumentals version. Only about 1,250 of those. If you bought the record itself, it's nice to be able to sing on top of it on an instrumental situation, some of that, a little spice. It's nice. And it's especially nice for sampling when it comes to the hip-hop DJs, when they, the DJs or the hip-hop heads that they want to just sample the records, but they don't want all that singing on top. That's why they get the instrumentals, folks. Another really great one is going to be a great psych band called Josephus. There's that record, Get Off My Case. Not that many pressed for that at all, so I'm definitely trying to gun for that one as well. There's also going to be the compilation Girls in the Garage Volume 8. Definitely looking for that as I've been calling and no one really seems to have it, so I'm gonna kind of keep a lookout for that, but that's about 1,000 of them as well, not too many. There's Don Shin's Temples with Prophets, a really killer record, not that many pressed as well, but even though it's a limited run, I'm praying that this is a record store, just not a record store day exclusive, that it's just the first release of it, because they didn't really tell us this year if things are record store day exclusive or if they're first releases, or if they should do that. And I've also heard the fact that they're not really numbering the records this year. Even if they say that they're limited and numbered, they're not necessarily doing it on the record. So it's kind of a weird, interesting year this year, but let's keep on going. We've got another compilation, The Land of Sensations and Delights. It's a really killer psychedelic compilation that's intriguing. Quite a bit of those out there. There's about 2,000, so hopefully shouldn't be too bad if you get out there early. There is Ravi Shankar's Chants of India. It's a double LP, and you've got about 3,000 of that. Now, any of you Beatles fans out there, of course, would probably know that record. Ravi Shankar being George Harrison being somebody who worked with Ravi Shankar and produced, for him. So another great record. And also his daughter, Anushka Shankar, is releasing something too, Love Letters, which is really going to be interesting. I love that stuff. It's really interesting stuff. You've also got another compilation, Studio One Rockers. Studio One being the legendary, heavenly Jamaican label that put out some of the best, reggae, ska, dancehall stuff. Anything you can think of, Studio One was cooking it in the early days. So it's a really great compilation for that era, Studio One Rockers. Not that many pressed for that either. It's just about 1,000. So, keep a lookout for it if you see it. Another really great one is going to be Studio First from the Vaults. Similar to what I'm saying there, same vibe in terms of that palette, but this one's gonna have about 1,300. Now that you got a bit of a taste for the primary stuff, let's look at the secondary stuff that are also tasty, but we'll see if we got enough money, damn it. Okay, we've got the Black Keys' Let's Rock, 45 RPM double LP. There's quite a bit of those, about 5,000 of those put out, so not too bad. There's also Buju Banton. He's putting out a 10-inch called Trust. Pretty good, if you like that dancehall thing. There's Christine and the Queens, who's putting out a double 45 out there, and that's gonna be pretty good. A big one that I think would not be hard to find at all is gonna be that Billie Eilish Live at Third Man record that people were paying really big bucks prior to this record starting to get. Now, there's about 17,000 copies of that. So you, your sister, your grandmother, everybody's gonna get one. Another one is gonna be the Brittany Howard record. Actually, that's in my primary list. Brittany Howard she's one of the ones, ain't she? There's a Live at Sound Emporium record that she's doing. It's basically a live LP. Really, really great artist though, amazing vocalist. There's the record Magnum as well. It's called Fully Loaded, an amazing like soul, jazz, funk vibe, just sensational. It's got a little bit of the Latin flavor to it too. There's Marcy Lark's A Classic Touch, Electric Mada, really good stuff. There's also the Motorhead 12-inch Ace of Spades, and I've seen what it looks like. It kind of looks cool, to be honest. If it's the right price, I'm definitely gonna get that. There's the Mericone double LP that's going to be out there. There's also the Iggy Pop Kiss My Blood triple LP. Tyler the Creator's Cherry Bomb, which has not been put out on vinyl, but now has. So there's definitely going to be a demand for that. But there's quite a bit of those being released. 7,000, I mean, 7,200 is not going to be too hard. You've also got Tom Tom Club's Live, Genius of Live 2020, pretty smart. You got quite a bit. The Ska from Jamaica, 1,000. You've also got amazing, they've been doing this for years, releases with Record Store Day, Soul Jazz Records. I really love what they've been doing. And they came at it again this year, and they're putting out a thing, Brazilian Funk Power this time. It's a 45 box set that they put out. I'll give you a glimpse of some of the stuff that they've put out in the past, and I'll show you just why it's a sensation. Now, this is Soul Jazz Records' previous box set that they've put out on Studio One before. Really killer stuff. Soul Jazz Records being the record label right there. They just constantly put out really, really great stuff. So it's usually a similar vein, the stuff that they put out, but just absolutely sensational. The records that they drop are usually some hard to get stuff. You've got another one here, just in the world of punk. So they dig for the weird and obscure, and they will always kind of find a way to bring that to you. This is, Punk 45 by Soul Jazz Records. So don't be fooled by the name, dear. They put all kinds of fabulous stuff. So there you go about Soul Jazz Records. What'd you think, huh? Really cool, no? Every time I see the new list for the next year, I'm always like, oh shoot, I forgot to crack that open. I gotta listen to that one. So I at this point, I've kind of gotten used to that routine, and now I'm gonna crack these open right after I shoot this, damn it. And we're gonna rock and roll. But definitely Soul Jazz Records, dig in, they do the obscure work, and they really shows. So you're really paying for greatness. Things that are really, the things that go for hundreds now, they find it and they put it out for us. So really great stuff on Soul Jazz, but really great stuff for Record Store Day in general. What they're doing, right now, all the stores they need to eat, man. They need to eat. So now is the time for us to support, whether or not you choose to go in person or not, if you want to buy online, or if you want to just go in. It's been a while since you've waved to a stranger, but support them if you can, because there are good stuff coming out every year, whether you like to, acknowledge that or not. But sayonara, suckers, because I'm about to have fun on Saturday, and you may or may not come, but we're about to have fun like Saturday night, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da, woo, ow, Saturday night, yeah.